Hello? Hello, hello.
Triple B's! AB the hero. Back at it, baby.
Hey, there we go. All right. Thank you. No audio. Hey, so appreciate y'all. What I was saying was when I was on mute, so I appreciate everybody in the comment section in the chat. Let me know of that. Let me pop this out here. Pull it up over here for the boys so we can really see it. All right. Now you should be able to hear me, right? You can hear me now, huh? I gotta get this on. All right. You still can't hear me? Hold up. We should be good now, huh? Let me know. Let me know. All right. So, the music is still going. Yes, sir. All right, now we good. All right, that's what I thought. So I must have a little delay on here, about 15 cool seconds. All right. So what I was saying is in the community tab, we did some polling and I had some different iterations of the logo. One of them you see here on the corner of the screen. And then, you know what I mean? We went a little bit deeper with this one right here. So I got the hats printed up and then I also did you know what I mean, the phone case and some other stuff just personally. That's because I be loving it and then I rep it. What I was saying is though that I was not expecting folks to really mess with this one. Out of the different iterations that we had, I thought that there was a different one that people was gonna go with, but you know what I'm saying, I'm down. I actually like this one a lot, so we kept going with it. Something is attacking behind you. Yeah. Also, this, I'm in the process of, I need to rearrange my room anyway for this new setup that I want to do. However, one of the big things is also I got to figure out how to hang actual things on the wall. So one of the big issues I'm having with this room is I got this like little mural here and I can't hang it on the wall. Like it every so often each one of them just start falling down. So I have some other pieces of art that I want to hang up, but I need to figure out how to attach them to the wall and make them stay. And right now the wall don't want to work with your boy. Let me show y'all something else though that I just copped, and then we'll get into this. I want to give some folks some time to join the stream, and like I was saying previously, or if y'all seen it on the socials and all that stuff, we definitely gonna do the giveaway and all of that jazz today. So we're gonna get to that here in a little bit to get that out the way. What I would appreciate is as you come in here, man, hit the like button, tap in with the like button, all of that good stuff. It's always much appreciated. But let me show you this. I picked this up at an art show. Studio still fire. No, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to turn it into something in here, and we could do. Trying to turn it into something here, but you know what I'm saying? It take a little minute to work it all out. And also I forgot that I could pull these comments up, man. So let me I'm gonna show y'all this piece real quick, and then what I'll do is we'll introduce the broadcast, and I'll give some shout outs. So if you want to, go ahead and let me know you're in the building in the chat right now, and then we'll get to that right here. But let me show y'all this one. All right, so I told y'all I'm based out of Indianapolis, right? Naptown. And so in Naptown, we got this, they just started this art fair 2 years ago. It's the second one. It's actually some really cool people who I know who run it, but it's a black art fair, 50 plus black artists, second annual one here in Indianapolis. And they basically sold a ton of art. And the cool part is all of the proceeds of the art being sold goes to the artists involved. So I was in there and they had some pieces and I was trying to find which one. I was like, damn, which one should I mess with? And I found this piece here. And as y'all come in, man, let me know where you tapped in from, man. Let me know where you tapped in from. And we're gonna get to those shout outs here, but I want to show y'all this because I think this is dope. It's an artist. I'll pull him up over here on the Instagram. Dope artist, doing a lot of stuff, and I told y'all before I do some filming in my spare time, and so because of that I got to interview this guy, and his story and shit was really dope to me. And then so he had a really popular piece, and this was a smaller version of it. All right, Fragile. Let me see if I break this mug on the stream right now, I lose my mind. I might have to go all what's that boy name? Uzbekistan. I actually met a kid from Uzbekistan one time. Craziest thing ever. All right. Ooh. It's called it's a piece called New King. So I need to get the figure out so I can hook this bad boy here to the wall, so it'll just be back there. You know what I'm saying? Gold crown, gold woo woo. That's my first art show piece, you feel me? Felt real high society picking that up and all of that jazz. Let me wrap this boy back up. If that thing break, I'm gonna be sick to my stomach. All right, let's get the stream started. Y'all know what it is, man. We got 25 people in the building right now, 15 likes. We can get the likes up, would be much appreciated. But I want to let's get some shout outs real quick. So first things first, my dog Flight Sports, the hardest working man right now on the YouTube scene, was in the chat on this live stream before the live stream even started. As soon as it went, as soon as I scheduled it, my dog was ready to go, and so I appreciate that. The Pope B Frank was second. Soon as the stream started, he was in here ready to go, so I appreciate that. Both these two dudes, excellent creators here on the platform, guys who are very authentic, very genuine, and you're going to hear exactly what they think at all times. So there's always appreciated. Make sure y'all go tap in with the Pope B Frank and Flight Sports TV. If you into this sports culture at all, they're gonna give you the game and the game behind the game conversation. So, and they're gonna be consistent with it. So let's see, we got the doctor in the building. Shout out to the doctor. Someone get Ball Facts in here. It's going to be a good one. I should send Ball Facts a message and tell them it's up and to pull up. Let me do this, man. Let me get y'all on the I should push out a link to the Instagram as well, especially if we're gonna do this giveaway. But I should hit Ball Facts up, man. Appreciate the doctor for coming through. We got Zay Mac, the Loke in the building. Big Loke out here. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate you for coming through. My guy, Fahara F Vision. You know what I'm saying? He one of the real ones. Also a creator on the platform, but also an entrepreneur. If you need anything, my man Fahara got it. Fahara, we supposed to be working on them jewelries and them chains. He's supposed to get me right with the drip and the whip. So let's get that rolling. All right, we got Hoop Jargon in the building. Man, Hoop Jargon, one of them cats who I know is a hard working dude, because every time I pop on somebody's stream randomly, they either talking about Hoop Jargon or he on the panel. No matter what it is, it could be the Cowboys, it could be HBCU, it could be the Lakers. It don't matter. Every time I hop on to something, they talking either Hoop Jargon on there talking, or he on there or in the comment section as well. My man Flight Sports, FYS Sports. No introduction needed. One of the livest panels and one of the livest live streamers on the platform, going hard every day. All right, William Humphreys talking about JSU in the building. Hey, let me tell you something. Them boys from Jackson State got an interesting situation going on with them. Them boys from Jackson State blowing people out like that. Obviously, the first game versus FAMU was ridiculous. They played Grambling State over the weekend. Even more ridiculous. Not even more. The FAMU game was way worse, I guess. But to keep that going is dope as hell. It's dope as hell, man. So shout out to Jackson State. All right, we'll slide through some of these. Hoop Jargon say Gucci, we good now. Son of Will been in the comment section and been rocking with the channel for a long time. So shout out to my man right there. We gotta collab. I feel like you've been around for so long, and I don't think that we really got a collab off, man. So let's set something up where we can do that. I think that my new mission for 2022 2023 is how do we build as many content creators as possible, right? I feel like I see a lot of the same people showing love, a lot of the same people with excellent opinions, a lot of the same people tapped in, and I think that we're in this space where we should be building voices and building platforms and building and all of that jazz. So that's kind of my mission, man, going forward. We got to get my man Son of Will rocking and rolling with that for sure. We got New Zealand in the building. That's what I'm talking about, man. Global. We going global. I don't know if y'all watch Country Wayne at all, but my man Mike, we going global. And that's what we're doing here on the platform as well. My man, the doctor say the studio fire, by the way. Thank you, man. Thank you. It's I like it the way it's set up now. And let me tell y'all this. I don't know if y'all noticed, but I'm getting married in February, 2/3/23, getting married. And so this past Christmas, my fiance was asking me, what do you want for Christmas? What do you want? And I was like, look, I'm trying to decorate the studio space. I need to get something going. And what she said was, and I was like, so help me hook up the studio. If you can do that, you know what I'm saying, that would be excellent. So she pretty much got all of this stuff. There's some other things here. That's what I'm saying. I need to do a better job of highlighting. But it's like a little globe here. As you can see, like the whole space vibe is my thing. So she got this mural back here for me to put up back here. This is like a little globe and all that. I don't know. It's really dope, man. So I appreciate her and for being able to do that for me and looking out. And I love her, man. I love her. You got to get you one that's gonna support you and whatever you're doing. Even if you just like, man, I want to sit up in the attic all day and record YouTube videos. How can you add value to that? How can you pour something into that? Even if you don't ever get on camera and all of this stuff. The towers here with the merch and the elements on it. All of that was her. So really cool, really cool. Love her, man. So let me see what else we got here. My man Hoop Jargon say he tapped in from Uzbekistan. See, here go the thing when I'm talking about Hoop Jargon. I was saying this earlier that you just never know where my dog gonna end up at. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was in Uzbekistan. I wouldn't be surprised if he was in Uzbekistan. I wouldn't be surprised if he was over there hooping with some folks. That's how global my man is. My man Fahar, Memphis, Tennessee to San Diego. Hey, Fahar, did you see what they just did over at Jackson State with the Young Dolph situation, and they named the tunnel after him, and his family came in and gave Dion, bro? That's the type of stuff that I love to see, when you have these major institutions starting to embrace the culture, right? I think that for so long there's been this huge divide of what we consider to be the culture and in the streets and all of that stuff, and then the mainstream track to get out of it. And so I love to see Jackson State and all of them boys making a move, or Dion and them reaching back and tugging on the culture to make things move forward. Craig Boson in the building. That's my man Craig Boson, just popped up, man. That's a real one for sure. I know him from way back in the day. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Craig Boson. Do you think Jello would get a training camp deal? We definitely gonna get into Jello here in a second. So short answer, I'm not sure, but we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about Jello in detail. Sierra Brown say, I love your videos. Tapped in from VA, Beach, VA. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Virginia. Well, ain't shit that's the clips. How surprised would you be if Jello gets picked up by the Knicks? Hey, I'd be ecstatic about it. You know what I'm saying? I need a reason to get to LA. Get to New York anyway, and that'd be a perfect one. The Pope B. Frank, appreciate you, man, for sure. I'm ready for the new AB the Hero piece together, bro. Hey, let's do it, man. This logo right here you see in the corner, I'm ready to get that iced out. You feel me? Little just the medallion hanging. Something I got do that too. You know what I'm saying? All crystals too. Hey, my man, the doctor say you're an amazing role model in this country. This is what we need to be about unity. That's a big fact, man. I think that there is something to be said for, you know what I'm saying, sticking together, building with each other and not against each other, not over top of each other, but building with each other, man. I think if we did that more, we wouldn't have as much BS happening in this world as we do. It's just too, obviously competition is amazing, but there's something to be said when you can help the next person, right? When the competition is how great can we make it, and not how great can I make it, in which I can then elevate my own status. If there's this shared goal that we all have and we all putting something into it to build and make it better, to me that's where the ultimate win comes from. Big shouts out to Deion Sanders and the whole organization. Big facts. Big facts. Shout out from New Zealand. We got more New Zealand in the building. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. I wonder, folks who tapped in from New Zealand, when did y'all join the channel? I wonder if it was, because my dog Mello spent some time over there in Australia, so I wonder if it was around that time, or we just global like that. All right, we got my man Craig Boson. I love seeing what Deion Sanders is doing with HBCU, and he's going good when the big universities hate on him. That's a factamundo. Anytime the system start applying that pressure to you, you already know you're doing something in the right way. The reality though is you just have to be able to withstand all of that pressure, because at first it's hate, right? At first it's but he cheating. Oh man, they gave the boy $1 million. Oh, he ain't. Oh, at first it's hate, and then once the hate don't work, once they realize, here's a quote that I have, and y'all can take this. I always say, pressure makes diamonds and pressure busts pipes. And so if you're feeling a ton of pressure and you haven't bust yet, you might mess around and be a diamond. You feel me? I gotta get the words down, but you get the sentiment. When you feeling the pressure on you, when you feeling the pressure and you ain't folded yet, and them pipes ain't burst, you might mess around and be a diamond and don't even know it. You feel me? But all right, let's get in here. All right. So that's what happens. Once they realize that you are a diamond, then they start to buy you. So that's the next wave. So right now you seeing you saw a lot of hate. Now you starting to see ESPN show up, games on ESPN. Now when the off season come around, cause what Jackson State is going to do is they're probably going to go undefeated. When the off season come around, you're going to start to see them dollars fly over there at Deion Sanders. First is going to come from Division I programs, and then next thing you know, that money going to start coming from the NFL, and it's going to be and they're going to try to get my man to go ahead and sell it all. My man say, oh, I see. Yeah, when Melo was in Australia, that's when we really started hearing about him. All right, straight up, yep. And your content being A1, of course. We had to hit the sub. Appreciate that. Everyone smacking that like button. AB having to ask. That's mad love. Appreciate that, man. That is a big deal, man. Appreciate it. Why is there hate on Jello? All right, let's start there. Let's start tonight's stream talking about my man LiAngelo Ball. All right, let's do that. Let me do this here. Go on topic screen. All right, let me do that there. We'll start tonight talking about LiAngelo, because the question that I feel like most people have, and do this, if you have a LiAngelo Ball question or a statement to make, go ahead and drop that in the conversation, and drop that in the chat, and then we'll add that to the conversation. Also, if my man Fahara or Hoop Jargon or somebody want to join the stream, let me know in the chat as well, and we'll make that happen for sure. Craig, if you're trying to join, bro, let me know. I'll get you in here. Angelo. All right. Here's the question on the screen. I'm about to pull it up here, and this is what I want y'all to answer in the chat, and we'll talk about it. All right. LiAngelo Ball's future is what? What do you think here? What would you say is the future of LiAngelo Ball? All right. We obviously know that he's been chasing these hoop dreams for a while, played all over the world in his father's league for the LKL, came back, played ball in COVID times was really rough on him. Was able to make the G League team with the team out in OKC Blue, I believe it is. That didn't go well. Had tryouts with the Lakers, with the Golden State Warriors. Those things didn't work out. We already talked about this ankle injury that he had that was nagging for a while. And let me do this. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to add a countdown here as well, because one of the things I forgot to talk about is we're going to do the giveaway on the stream here, and let me post that on Instagram as well. All right, so I'll set that up, but we know that LiAngelo Ball's journey up until this standpoint has been a rocky one. So what I would love to do is you all answer this question in the chat. LiAngelo Ball's future is blank. We'll go down there and have some of those conversations. We'll read some comments and we'll talk about them. And I'll also share with you all my perspective. All right, there we go. Do that right there. Let me see. Let me do this here for a second. Let me make sure I'm adding. Sometimes I'm trying to get better about incorporating all of the social platforms into the content. And then so I forgot to post over there on YouTube that on Instagram that we live. You feel me? So if you tapped in right now, make sure y'all follow over there on Instagram. The competition is you got to put a comment on another video, but I'll put the link to all of that in here so y'all can you know what I mean, get involved with that as well. I'm waiting on the there we go, screen capture to get right. All right, here we go. But let me know. All right, we got some folks in here talking about Jello in the chat. We're gonna pull that up. Did I skipped somebody earlier? Somebody in there was talking about they edit. Xavier Riley say you can edit, man. What do you mean you can edit? You talking about you edit videos and stuff? There's a couple folks, man, I'm trying to work with to get into the help with some of this editing and all of that jazz. But you know how it is, becoming a problem sometimes. It's hard to do, man, especially the style of videos that we be doing. It's really like live streams. Boom. All right. There we go. All right. Here we are. What do we got? LiAngelo Ball's future. To me, I'm gonna give you my thoughts first, and then we're gonna get into what everybody else got. I think that my man is on a path that obviously is the harder road, it's the longer road, but I do think that it's a path that is a fulfilling one, right? I know people who are very interested. In pursuing basketball as a career, and they would love to have some of the opportunities that LiAngelo Ball has had over his career. So for me, when we start talking about the future of LiAngelo Ball, it starts with that perspective. It starts with the perspective of what he has currently in management and team behind him and folks just backing him in general. What he has is second to none, right? To have Rock Nation be able to show to be in your corner and be helping you not only get contracts in the NBA, but also monetize off your name, image, and likeness. LiAngelo Ball is in a really good position from that perspective. So I think when we talk about his future, we have to start there. We have to start at the present for him right now is success. Right, in the perspective of folks who really want to hoop, who really want to do this, the present for LiAngelo Ball is success. I know guys, right? I was with the JBA, and I know a ton of dudes who, if you gave them one season in the G League right now, it would change their whole life perspective on how much can one person accomplish, right? Because a lot of these folks feel like opportunities are gone, things are written off for them, and they would die for just one chance to be able to call themselves a professional basketball player and put on a jersey that's related to the NBA. Okay, if you gave them a chance at the summer league, oh my God, they would, anything you needed, they would go do that. It's sad to say this, and because I think that in the moment of the JBA and even post JBA, I feel like what that opportunity was for those kids was a great opportunity, right? I will tell you this, that once a month, every so often, people hit me all of the time and just be like, hey, AB, man, Can you reach out to X, Y, and Z and try to get them to help me do this? Can you reach out to such and such and try to give me an opportunity here? Can you do this? And I'll be like, man, I'll do whatever I can. You know what I mean? But I don't have the pull. Maybe a couple years ago, one of the things that I was trying to do was stay in contact with a lot of those teams that we played in the JBA, so I could help facilitate relationships and stuff and get players there. But a lot of that stuff, man, is I don't even got the same reach out. So I say that to say what LiAngelo Ball has accomplished to date, to me, is a W, right? When I know guys who I went to high school with, who I played college with, who never got that opportunity, and they're guys who collectively people would say, you're a hooper, an official, you a real one, you get it going, you like that hooper, and they never got that opportunity. One of the best shooters that I ever saw was a cat I went to high school. I didn't go to high school. He went to the high school around town, but was really close friends with. Played ball in JUCO, played ball in D1, and never got that shot to even make it overseas. Never got that shot to go play in a Drew League or in a G League here. And if you gave him an opportunity to do that now, 10 years later, and you say, hey, you got 6 months to get in the best shape of your life because we're gonna give you this opportunity, would, I'm sure, drop everything for a chance to play a season with the Greensboro Swarm in the same instance, or like my man LiAngelo Ball did. So I think that it's important to me to really set that perspective. All right. Now, here's where reality comes in. And I think that because I am a supporter of what they got going with the Big Baller brand and all that stuff, I got the G3s back here. You can barely see them, but I think that sometimes people don't think that I approach these things with the greatest of clarity or honesty. But I feel like if you really go back and check my track record on this stuff, I think that I do a fairly decent job of being honest with y'all and giving you my true opinions. So I think the future for LiAngelo Ball is a long, arduous road, but will eventually end in some type of professional basketball accomplishments. I would love to say that I think that will be the NBA. I think that he's so close to getting that opportunity, but I also realized this really important thing is that I am, just like most of you all are, more in tune with his journey than other G League players, right? And so what does that mean? That means that when LiAngelo Ball has a game where he scores 15 points, I know that, right? And I've watched some of these G League games, and LiAngelo Ball might have 15 points, and there'll be another cat on the other team with 27 points, and I'm completely unaware, right? So it also, on the reverse side of that, is there'll be games where LiAngelo Ball has 2 points, and I'll be aware of that. And there'll be somebody on the other team or on his team who didn't even touch the floor, and I'm completely unaware. So I think that is, for me, it's hard to really call where he's going to go, because as we continue to watch LiAngelo do his thing, right, we paying attention to every nuance, right? I can look at the Gary Payton II, and when I'm looking at the G League drafts in the last couple of years where LiAngelo's name was listed in it, Gary Payton II's name was in those G League drafts. He got drafted prior to LiAngelo in his last year, and so I'm truly aware of that stuff. So I just think that there's a perspective that we got to have, and we also got to understand that there are things going on with him that is a bit of a benefit for a player of his caliber that other guys don't give, right? And what do I mean? Like I mentioned earlier, when you have a Rock Nation behind you, right, but you're a guy who maybe plays 8 to 9 minutes a game in the G League, and you also got Jay-Z's company rocking with you. That's a big deal. That's some advantage right there from a financial standpoint, right? And so for that type of situation, you might have a cat who will tell you, man, normally I would go overseas, but the bag here that is available to me is big enough where I'm not going to take that trip. I'm going to stay myself here, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to get the bread that way. If y'all are tapping in now, we're talking about Jello Ball for a second. What people are doing is in the comments section, you're letting me know what you think LiAngelo Ball's future is, and then we'll talk about that, and then eventually we're going to get into this giveaway, which will be giving away a pair of sneakers. So we'll talk about that. All right. All right. So let's transition over here into the comment section. All right. The one thing that is interesting about this program that we're using now is it just has so much flexibility, but the hard part is you have to legitimately create said flexibility, and you have to really do all of that stuff in order to get it to go. So my man the doctor says, why is there hate on Jello? Recently, channels like Locked on Hornets podcast, Players Choice, 2K channels like Shady Mike, Gaming, etc. have been hating just recently, and I'm confused to why. I think that part of the reason why you may be feeling some hate coming towards LiAngelo Ball is some of the things that I pointed out about him that are what I would call positives or pros, right? When you're somebody who is of the notoriety of a LiAngelo Ball, let's say that. When you're somebody of the notoriety of a LiAngelo Ball, but you don't have the necessary, or you don't have all of the accolades on court as some of these other guys, you find yourself there we go. Yeah, there we go. When you're on the court and you have the notoriety of a LiAngelo Ball, but you don't have the accolades, you find yourself in the sniper purview or rectical, what do they call it, rectical, the sights, I'll just call it a sights of some folks who would love to have said opportunity, right? One of the things about most of us creators, especially in the sports landscape, is that we at some point wanted to be those pros, right? There is basketball creators across the board who at some point was itching for an opportunity to be sitting in one of these pro seats, right? You can go down the list of the overtime athletes, the ball is life hoopers, and each and every one of those guys would love to have the opportunities of a LiAngelo Ball, right? And so sometimes you say, man, I don't know how he getting it. And so sometimes hate comes from that perspective, right? Also, I think too, sometimes it's not even that. Sometimes it is just like, people don't like to see other people moving up, being successful, all of that stuff, man. It's a lot. I really don't like to get into the hate stuff because it's so much stuff to be thankful for and so much stuff to be positive about that really harping on somebody's failures or downfalls or shortcomings to me just feel like a waste of time. And that's just a me thing, right? One of the big things that I realize, and this is why when I'm talking about why people potentially hate, it always stems from that person, right? So when somebody is hating on you, it's never about what you got going, right? Because you could do something that I particularly don't care for, but you'll probably never find a spot where I'm going to hate on you because I just got other shit going that I don't even got time, or I don't have the desire, or I don't have the want to hate on you. And so that's why when you feel hate or see hate, it never is about the thing that's being hated on. It's about the life experiences of the so-called hater. So that's why people hate on LiAngelo. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so I'm gonna pull up here. We got 360 Spin God who been all through the comments. Man, appreciate you. We don't take the Hornets podcast seriously for real. I don't understand why those boys hate on the Ball Bros when they're the only way the team can thrive. Yeah, I don't understand it either. I there are some Hornets platforms that I tap in with, but I'm really not on the scene like that. I think it's tough because I'm a Hornets fan for sure, right? Every time they come to town here, I pull up at the game, I go get tickets, and all of that stuff. But I'm not a true life or death Hornets fan. If LaMelo Ball left the Hornets tomorrow, um, I, I can't promise you that I will watch a game. That's just a fact, right? And so that's why I want to go to a game down there in Charlotte and tap in and show love to the arena and the space. But I'm not pressed to do it because there's an NBA team here, and if I want to watch LaMelo play when he come to town here, I go do that. So with the Hornets podcast and stuff, I appreciate the creators, and I feel like I even tried to link up a few times with some of them and like just collaborate. Once I mentioned this earlier, man, I think my mission for this year is to really kick up the collaboration and all of that stuff. So we'll see how it goes. All right. Do you think that BBP can give NIL deals with HBCU college football and other collegiate athlete players to build a brand? I do. I don't know if you saw. I did an interview with LeVar over like Christmas break, and I kind of released it out in portions. And one of the big things that he talked about was the transformation of their brand. I'm gonna pull this up. So I'll say this. I did an interview with LeVar, and one of the things that he talked about was the transformation of their brand and how there are these cornerstone athletes, LiAngelo Ball, LaMelo Ball, Lonzo Ball, who got everything started for their company as an apparel company. However, like most businesses, there is an opportunity or there's a journey that you have to go on to expand and grow and do other things. So for him, it was like, yo, at some point, that wall will have a bunch of different names on it. It was a wall with their jerseys or plaques or something on it. I can't remember at the moment. And so he talked about maybe that being a thing. I think one of the biggest things with the Big Baller brand and what they learned in the height of all of the excitement around their brand is that scaling is really hard, right? And it's costly. So one of the big things about business is most people think, man, if we get more customers, we have more money, life is better, life is easier, right? However, when you have more customers, you have more expenses. And I think that that's something that they ran into. And not even just like, oh, they need to spend more money, but you got to hire more people. You have to, logistics become a little bit harder, right? Shipping, packaging, procuring the merch, making sure things are fresh, stuff is selling out. How do you restock it? All of that stuff. So I think that there is something going to happen potentially with these NIL deals and the future of athleticism or athletes and them being able to get in partnership and stuff. But I think that they'll need to build out more infrastructure and partnership in order to be able to do that. I don't know if you remember many moons ago, before Kanye West was a billionaire, he was on a tour to every broadcast, every radio station, and basically was like, I need infrastructure. I need the Medici family. I need this person and this person to get behind me and help me push so we can make, you know what I mean, Yeezy and all of that stuff. in came Adidas, eventually in came Gap, Balenciaga, and all of this jazz. And then now you have Kanye, who's a billionaire, who's like, yo, I don't even need y'all to do what I gotta do. So it's pretty dope. That's where I want to see Big Baller Brand get to, where they grow so big, and then all of a sudden it's like, yo, we don't even really need y'all. Let's say I'm okay, just making sure we on the same page because the podcast is crazy with slander. JSU in the building. Coach Darby, what's up? I'm starting to think Jello needs to go overseas or a spot. That's a fact, man. I would love to see him go play overseas and build his brand a little bit more. AB, do you think that LeVar Ball can get NIL? Oh, we already answered that. LiAngelo Ball future. If everything goes right, his ceiling starter, 6-man star, his floor, Ball is like pro global hooper. But the funny thing is, like, I'm sure these Ball is life global hoopers are doing fairly well, right? They making it happen. Could they probably buy a mansion in Chino Hills like LiAngelo Ball has already done? I don't know. But you know what I mean? Can they feed themselves and their family? And can they call themselves pro hoopers? I would say yes. Let's see. Unless Jello can get a meaningful role in the G League this year, he got to switch it up somehow. I agree. Well, let me say this. I think that's the toughest part for me is it's like, let's go here. All right. It's like this, right? Let me pull this comment back up here. To me, it's tough because have you ever had a job, right? And well, I'll say I personally had this kind of realization that there was a point in time in my life where I would only hold a job for maybe a year and a half to 2 years, right? And I was hyper focused on how do I grow, right? But that was at the time where I was trying to figure out exactly what I wanted. So if you gave me this role and that role over there looked more exciting, I was trying to figure out a way to move over to that role or find that role at a different company. And then as things in my life shook up and I was like, I just don't even like this area. I was moving out of this area to that area and then moving things in that nature, right? And so that all was primarily due to the fact that I really just had no idea what I wanted. I had no idea. And I needed to do as much as I could in order to figure out what I wanted to do. Then I started making moves. And one of the biggest things that I decided once I found the kind of job that I have now is like, look, I'm not going nowhere for 2 years. I'm not going nowhere for 5 years. And I've tried I actually left for a month and then came back to the same job. But I'm sticking it out, not because there's not another opportunity out there, not because there's probably not a faster path for me to take to get to this other thing that I want to do, but I just needed to chill for a second and I have a clear understanding of it, what it is exactly that I want to do. And I think that for me, I would love to see LiAngelo Ball switch it up somehow if he does not get a meaningful role this year in the G League. However, sometimes you just got to chill for a second. 3 years in the G League, if he can play last season, this season, and one more season with the Greensboro Swarm, to me, that's a W in itself. So it might be an extended bit of role from last year, which wasn't much this year. And then if next year he can acquire maybe a invite to camp and then a more of a feature role, to me, I think that would be a W. So part of me would love to see him switch it up, but part of me is like, nah, man, you know what I'm saying? If you got to roll this thing out and ride it out, go ahead and do what you got to do. All right. In the NBA, of course, My man said that's where he see LiAngelo. Appreciate that. That's a fact of Mundo. We love to see it. Dun, dun, dun. X True Sauce said I can edit PM the team. PM, is that private message? I don't know. PMO the team? I don't know. All right, let's see. Also, AB the Hero, I make beats for a few YouTubers. So if you ever need music for videos or compilations, I can do some custom joints for you for the free. All right. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'll let you know, man. I will say this. To me, it's hard because, well, not as hard. Free is always dope, right? And everybody on free for it. But I think when you're a creator or a creative, right? And like I said many times, like I do some freelance videography and stuff in my spare time. And I want to be paid. And I know how nice it is to be paid. So if I ask you for some beats, and definitely know that I'll kick you down something. You feel me? The doctor say you speaking facts. Finally, someone that speaks from a basketball perspective and not commentary perspective. What you're saying is exactly what most real hoopers feel and know. That's all I'm saying. I think that's the part of the conversation that I want to bring it in, right? I think that oftentimes as fans, we can be a little bit fanatical and we don't look at it from the life perspective. And to me, that's what all of this is about. When I look at LiAngelo Ball hooping, I'm looking at LiAngelo Ball more as a person who's chasing his dreams than I am looking at LiAngelo Ball, a dude who I like to watch play basketball. I respect that. You right, AB, about that. Appreciate it. We probably far behind, so I don't even know what I was right about. But it's all love and it's all respected. Locked in on NBA Network gives me different insight on basketball, but it would be amazing to see basketball channels like yourself challenge their absurd point since they want to come over to YouTube. Hey, here's what I always say. I ain't even been on here in a minute, a Discord channel, or, you know what I'm saying, oftentimes people will send me clips over on YouTube and stuff, or over on Instagram. So if you ever hear something from Locked On and you like, AB, we want to get your perspective on this, send it over to me. Send it to me and we'll do some type of video or some type of response to that. And we'll get into it. Son of Will say, I hear you, man. Appreciate it. All right, we got FYF Sports in here. Let's see what FYF's saying. The G League is not truly an opportunity for players like Jello to come up. NBA teams use the G League to develop draft picks and two-way contract players. Unfortunately, no one wants to sign Jello. But so this is what I was saying is that was part of the point that I was making, right? Is you have to actually know what you want, right? And if LiAngelo Ball says, you know what, man, my ultimate goal is to play in the NBA at some point, then if he's there for a year or so and he's learned some things in the G League and the NBA is starting to seem a little bit out of reach, then I would say, yo, shake things up and make a move. If my dog's goal is to be a professional basketball player for the long term and foreseeable future, and the G League meets that need and that itch, then hoop in the G League. I think that as fans and as like commentators, we obviously approach this conversation from the perspective of if you don't go to the NBA at times, then like maybe you're not living up to the potential. However, I know folks, man, who like I said earlier, who if they got the G League shot, if they could have a 10, 12 year career in the G League, they would be fine, right? They might work Amazon in the off season, but they'd love to go play G League. And then if they got the opportunity to go overseas, and who they'd be all about it even more. And I say this because for me, I think I tell y'all this before. I played college football, all right? And so when I finished playing college football, I still had the itch. I wanted to play bad. I wanted to play. I was hyped, looking for opportunities. Like hair. I was looking for opportunities to play football, and what I did is I joined a team here in Indiana. It's called the Indiana Cutters, and it's a semi-pro league and a football team. You go play tackle, you suit up. We had practice maybe once or twice a week. We go play games on Saturday. Everybody hop in the bus. We traveled up to Michigan. We did all of this stuff, and there was a couple things that I realized in doing so. When I was out there with those guys playing football, like nothing else mattered, right? I was struggling. My son was maybe was just being born, or his mom was, yes, my son was just born. I was trying to figure out, like I told y'all before, I was moving around 2 years, job. But you put me out there and I was playing football and I was at home and I was at peace. And so that was big. I know guys who been playing semi-pro football, and semi-pro is not pro. You have to pay to play. But I know guys who have been doing that for 20 years. 20 years they've been locked in, itching that, scratching that itch to play a sport. And for me, because I had played in like Division 1 and had some certain experiences, just the way that they ran practice didn't really, like, it just felt like we doing way too much to get to what we just want to do is just play football. We damn near might as well just show up to the game and have a good time. That's all I really wanted. So what I ended up doing is somebody invited me to play in a flag football league. The same guys, they came and they had a flag football team, and they invited me to play. I never played the semi-pro thing again because the flag football team met that need for me. The flag football team scratched that itch that I had to continue to play. And so for the last 7 years, I've been playing in the same flag league. Moved to another city. I drive an hour and 15 minutes on the weekends to go play flag because that's what I want to do. So that's my point, is like the success thing for LiAngelo Ball could be like, man, I just want to hoop. My brother just signed $100 million deal. My other brother, $80 million deal. We great. I'm with Rock Nation. They got a bag trickling in on me, and so we're okay over here. And if that's the case, then I think he in a good spot. But let's see. All right, we got my man FYF. Say. Contracts in the NBA dictate if you even get an opportunity. Gilbert Arenas spoke about how NBA teams will play guys with bigger contracts over other players who are better but no deal or lesser deal. No, that's a fact. I think that's a when folks talk about the game within the game, that's the type of stuff that they talk about. Because even from a college football perspective, right? I've seen more talented guys not play because, I mean, you are a senior and you're about to leave anyway. So we could play you even though we know you're better, or we could play the freshman who is not as good as you, but he's okay. And if he plays now, we'll have him for 3 years and we'll be able to develop him in front of you or him after you're gone. So there is a little bit of the game within the game. So that's there. All right, let's do this. All right, let me pull up this video that I said we were going to do the giveaway from. All right, boom. All right, check this out. Now I'm gonna post this here one more time to the Instagram, and then we'll be ready to go. And I'm gonna put a timer on the screen. We're gonna have 5 minutes. We're gonna talk about something else, and then what we'll do is we'll do the giveaway. So if you are not, if you following this, if you're, let me post this here. All right, check this out. Hey, we live right now on Instagram. We about to do the giveaway. You got 5 minutes to tap in. Tap in, tap in, tap in. Let's go. Did I say we live on Instagram? All right, let me do that. I feel like I said Instagram. All right. Hey, yo. All right. Damn. Sometimes it take a couple takes. All right, check this out. We live on YouTube right now. Tap the link. We're going to do the giveaway for the sneakers in 5 minutes. All you got to do is you got to comment on the video on the YouTube channel, your Instagram handle, and you got a chance to get the W. Let's do it. Let me see. Who's my football team? Man, it's hard to call it, my guy. I would say, if I'm being honest, I don't have a football team. Back in the day, I had a squad, but I don't have one at the moment. I did though. I used to rock heavy in college. I used to rock with Florida State heavy because I'm from Tallahassee originally. And then I used to love Minnesota Vikings. My boy Randy Moss was there. Barry Sanders, the Detroit Lions was my squad for a long time. And so because of that, I feel like I kind of got in this cadence of really liking players, right? So I'm more of a fan of a player than I am a fan of a team. And so because of that, you know what I mean, that's the so I don't have a team anymore. I just literally have a bunch of players that I like. And this also has been, this is something interesting, because of fantasy football got me back into sports. So for a while there, especially after I finished playing, there was a couple of guys who I played with who I followed a little bit more, but there was also I kind of tapped out because all of the guys who I grew up watching had retired and moved on. So that's also why I'm hyped for my man Dion to being over at Jackson State, because you know what I mean, I get to still tap in and see what he got going and support him, because I used to rock with him heavy duty back in the day. But yeah, so that's where my squad is. Getting enough sleep makes you more likely to learn. Cheating still over facts high. All right, so we got that posted. Look, here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna put the link. Is this the video? Yes. Here is the video that I'm using to determine who is going to win this giveaway. Now, here's what we're going to probably give away. Let me pull this up first. All right. Boot up. All right. All right. So here's what I'm thinking. Either a couple options here. We'll go over here. Hell no. None of these 695s. Yeah, here we go. Some ZO2s, some G3s, all of that stuff. All that's on the table. You know what I'm saying? Not these. not the golden tickets. 5,000, 2,000, no way, Jose. However, some of them G3s is on the table. Now, your boy LaMelo. If we go over here to Puma. Oh, I said I was gonna put a timer on, didn't I? All right, let's do that. I think that's a time. All right. All right, so we'll do the giveaway in 5 minutes once that timer is going. So if you have to that long, go to the video in the description here, in the chat, and if you go ahead and leave your follow over there on Instagram, and then leave a comment with your Instagram handle on the chat over there, we'll get you in there. That'll get you in the competition. 4 minutes and 18 seconds. All right. So obviously all of the Mellow joints sold out. So we can't do that there, but we could go over to StockX. Let's see what they got. I hate to have lied to y'all if these shoes way too expensive. Yeah. Okay. So basically, you know what I'm saying, you let me know what size you is and all of that jazz, and then we'll pull up and get that done. The probability of some Rick and Morty's coming off the table probably won't happen. You feel me? These purple queens that the lowest ass is 270 probably won't happen. Outside of that, and these lowest ass 200 probably won't happen. Outside of that though, turn up. Go crazy. Yeah. So that's that right there. And this giveaway is from this video. If you have not watched this, man, tap in. This is a video where we talk about the Instagram Reels bonus. And also let y'all know that here's how the Lord be working, man. Which make you think like, damn, you doing too much. Is as soon as I drop this video, giving the sauce on the Instagram Reels and the details and all of that jazz, I posted a couple of Reels that went against community guidelines, and they got your boy up out of there. What the hell? Yeah, man, sad day. So not for a long time, but you can't monetize for a little bit after you do that. So that's what's going on right there. So don't post videos of people fighting or twerking or all of that extra stuff, because they gonna demonetize you. That's another giveaway of a free game over here. But let me see. What I want to do is, let me pull this out here. We'll get the copy of that. One of the things that I wanted to do, let's pull up. Boot up. All right. So, a couple of the things that I wanted to talk about that we hadn't talked about in a while, or recap, is this I Am Athlete thing. So get your thoughts ready. If you're a fan or you've been watching the I Am Athlete and the Pivot podcast for a while, let me know. Because after we do this giveaway, I think I'm going to open it up for a little bit and let folks in to chat if they want to chat. And then so we'll talk about all of this other stuff. So if you got some questions about them Instagram Reels or create that content, we could talk about that. Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, we can get into that as well. The Lakers, Pat Beverly, the whole vibrations, man. We can do it all here. But we got 1 minute left to go. And then we're going to turn up. Touching the ha. All right. But so, All right. Let me know, man. Who's still in the building, man? If you're still in the building, get active in the chat right now. We counting that thing down. 30 seconds. 30 seconds on the clock. 30, 29, 28. Do I got some music to play? Yeah. Okay. We'll do that. Boot up. Da 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 da. Boot up. No. All right. Let me see. Do I have this here? All right. Not joining premium. Hey, my man Fahar in here. All right. Hey, let me know you want to join here in a second. Okay, let's see. I believe how this works. All right, we got the timer going. Enter your YouTube video URL. All right, we've done that now. We can filter duplicate users. So if you commented more than one time, we can filter that out. Replies to comments. I guess we could do that because you wouldn't have commented your Instagram handle in a reply. Filter comments based on a specific text. Man, that would have been clutch. Wish I would have known that. Include blacklist users. I'll do this. Enter each YouTube name or new line or separately by comments. Sorry. I don't know who on the blacklist. I would tell y'all this. Here's a funny story. Earlier today in this video, I was giving a shout out to my man Pope B. Frank. And I remember one time we did a video and I was like, yo, after we finished this, comment something on the video and then I will pin that comment. And he was like, yo, I did pin that. I posted something and I was like, bro, I do not see it. I'm gonna tap back in the video version. Gotta head to work. All right. Appreciate you, doctor. Appreciate you. So I was like, I don't see your comment. I don't see the comment. So I was like, hold on a second. So I checked my blocked list and my man the Pope was in the block list. And I was like, I don't know what happened, but he got blocked. So when you get blocked on YouTube, you can still comment, interact in the chat. Just the creator can't see it. And but I obviously, as y'all can see, I unblocked my man, and so everything is cool. I think it was something he said. I get in the chat, man. Like I said, I be with the positivity. So when the hate start flying or somebody say something wild, I be quick to block it. All right, so let's do this. Here we go. Add extra entries. Let me add myself to it, just cause I want to win too. Separate by comma. Let me add myself again. Let me add myself one more time. All right, and one more time for safekeeping. All right. 4 extra entries with the boy AB the Hero. Remove winner from the list after draw. Okay, yeah. Oh, I keep hitting this thing. Turning the mic on. All right. So I got 4 entries in there. So let's see. Get YouTube comments. Show random names. All right. Now I got to do this. 9 plus 7. Let's call that 16. Boot up. Amount of unique comments, 16 plus. What? Oh, okay, here we go. What? That didn't work, did it? YouTube comment picker. I'm just playing. Maybe this is throwing it off. I shouldn't have done that. Oh, okay. All right. Start raffle and pick random winner. All right. I hit the wrong thing. All right. We got amount of unique comments is 16. All right. I see. All right. Here we go. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Donna. Okay, AB, I'm gonna head over to ESPN Network to watch JSU gambling right now. I don't know if that really count, right? Because you're supposed to put your @ name so I can reach out. So let's hit it again. AB the hero, you the truth. Pick me. Chucky Bang Bang Lee. All right. Chucky Bang Bang Lee. Chucky Bang Bang Lee is the winner. Winner, chicken dinner. Screenshot that. All right, we'll say that. All right, bam, there we go. We got the W. Chucky Bang Bang Lee. I'm gonna send him a message over there on Instagram. Now let's pivot into this next conversation. Cause somebody just jumped in here and they got it started. Deacon Mac say to pivot all day. I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm team I am athlete. And I'm also team the pivot. I really like both of those shows. I think that what they do for sports and how the conversations that they have, the people that they bring on, how they've expanded that, they have created so many different lanes for athletes post sports, right? And to me, that's important because I feel like one of the things that one of the missions that I also am trying to do on this channel as well is give more of a personal perspective on this, so I can shape the understanding that you all have of why I make the content that I make and why I talk about the things that I talk about, and also why oftentimes I do the things that I do. So I think that what I realized from transitioning from being an athlete to being a civilian or a regular person, it is a hard transition. Because you identify so much with being an athlete in that line of work that when you don't do it anymore, it's like if you were once a doctor and everybody says, wow, oh my God, you a doctor, man. I love doctors. Like, what do you do? What kind of doctor are you? All of that jazz. To me, once you can't be and all of a sudden they took being a doctor away from you, no matter what it is, it just is hard to like come to terms with the fact that you're not a doctor no more. All right, let me see. Let's pull this up. My man here say Brandon Marshall is too narcissistic for me. And I think that's what I was talking about. That's the thing that I find interesting, is because when I listen to those guys talk about why they left, I don't believe I hear them say we left because B. Marshall is a narcissist. Well, let me say that. You hear those words, but I don't believe that while they were potting in that relationship, they were like, man, this dude is a narcissist. We're having all of these conversations with this guy, Brandon Marshall, and for some reason in all of these conversations, the narcissist comes out, right? Like nobody watches that podcast when all of those guys were there and said, man, it is hard to watch this podcast because it is always about Brandon Marshall no matter what, right? When it was blowing up and becoming the podcast that it went on to become, it wasn't frowned upon or people didn't not like it simply because Brandon Marshall was a narcissist, right? That wasn't the case. What it was is they were having great conversations. People liked each other, and the perspectives that each one of those guys had was able to get across during that podcast. Now, I think that once the breakup happened, and Fred Taylor said that, I heard him say that, but this is what I'm saying is that they said that in response to all of the drama that happened, right? And then you become a narcissist once there is folks start having value propositions, right? And you saying, oh, I deserve this amount of money, and they saying you don't deserve this amount of money, and then you become a narcissist. So that's what I'm saying is that I heard the Brandon Marshall is a narcissist, his ego is crazy and all of this stuff, but people who are narcissists, if you actually ever met a narcissist, or if you actually ever met somebody whose ego is crazy, they are narcissists and their egos are crazy no matter what. When you hear people talk about Kanye West and being a narcissist and his ego, you can pull up Kanye West interviews from the scope of Kanye West's existence, and you see narcissism on display. You see ego on display. You see delusions of grandeur on display. You don't see that with Brandon Marshall. In this podcast that they have now, this new iteration of I Am Athlete, you don't watch that and be like, damn, this dude a whole narcissist. He thinks so highly of himself. The only person he cares about is himself. You don't necessarily see that. So this is how I know that whatever they had going and words like you're a narcissist and your ego is crazy, to me, it's all cop-outs. Because if I know you're a narcissist and we've been kicking it for a long time, I'm not starting a podcast with you. We not brothers. We not doing all of that extra stuff. There's not nothing that you could do that would then eventually make me go, hell nah. Unless it's the money. It's the other issues that get introduced that then make folks start to question, like, you know what I mean? Should I be around this? Should I do it? Should I? I just think the narcissism thing is a cop out. So that's what that is. That's my perspective. I ain't no therapist, no theologian or nothing like that. I could be making up words, but I think that's where I can tell that the money is a bigger issue than people are letting on, right? And here's something else that I kind of wanted to talk about. When potential of I Am Athlete becoming lucrative came into play, Brandon Marshall began to claim majority ownership and placing himself as a core of the group. But that's what I'm saying. That's not narcissism. That's not, I wouldn't call that narcissism. I would call that but here's, I think it's hard, right? Because I don't know, I listen to, and maybe this is where I lean towards that, is because I've heard them talk about it, like, we're gonna take the low road, and then the money, and you had to see the things that was happening, things that were saying. But I remember whenever they talked about the inception of it, and I saw a clip where even Channing Frye talked about sitting out inside of his front yard, and Brandon Marshall being like, yo, would you do a podcast with me? And he said, hell yeah, I'll do it. And then they talked about well, I forgot which, I think it was the episode with Joe Budden, and he talked about the inception, and one person was saying, hey, pay me, I want the money, man. Give me the bag here. And so what it sounded like, the reason why once the money started to hit, Brandon Marshall started claiming majority ownership and placing himself as a core of the group, is because when it was at the beginning of it, if Brandon was tripping over money in the beginning, imagine how he would be now. But that's what I'm saying. I don't know if he was tripping over money in the beginning. I think that it sounded like he was setting up the beginning, the business, and then in the beginning of it, let me see him put this out there. I don't know. That's what I picked up on. I think that my BS meter sometimes is strong. It's strong within me, and I think that it sounded like that there were other folks who were like, man, we ain't worried about the money, man. Let's just do it. You can pay me a little bit of woo woo wop, and then we're gonna be good. But it sounded like the podcast was funded off the get-go by Brandon Marshall. That's what it sounded like from what I could tell. And so once the money started really jumping off, everybody was like, yo, let me shit, we need more. We partners in this. We splitting this right down the middle. And then he said, what? You ain't bring it back. My man JK, everybody here, somebody got to get on here and tell me why B Marsh. Let me do this. Let me open it up. Everybody on here is saying B Marsh. Wow, I can't be the only person who is like, yo, B Marsh, the one who I think is the real one of the group. Not only the real one, but he the one who I feel like make the most sense when I hear him talk. I just think, man, and let me say this. I think part of it is if you want to jump in here, join the podcast. You can let me know. Hit the link, and we can talk about this. I am CTE. I don't know what that means. I think what I hear, and I said this, and here's how I relate it. Where is it? I gotta figure out the best way to do this, because this is on top of each other don't work for me. Chef Nance gone too. Everybody gone. Everybody gone. D-Mac in the building. All right, let me see.
What's going on, bro?
All right, what's going on?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hold on a second. There you go. Now you on there.
Yeah, I'm outside in the dark right now. I had to come outside so I could have some little peace while I say this. But yeah, man, the reason that I say what I say about B Marsh, man, I watched both of the responses, what B Marsh said with the Joe Budden podcast, and I also watched, the guys from the Pivot. And I've been when they originally started the whole thing, when everybody was together with the original podcast. It was dope. I liked the vibe that they had, but I noticed that B Marsh had this very standoffish way about him whenever he was challenged by people, and I was like, okay, well, maybe that's needed. That's that portion of the show that he covers. He's that high energy guy, the intense guy, while everybody else laid back. Cool. But then I noticed as time went on, he would say things to people like he was talking down to them, and that wasn't the vibe that Fred and Channing was on. And so I kind of started sensing a little something there, but I was like, let's see where it goes. And then ultimately, when they broke up and started going their separate ways, I know that it's not all about B Marsh being a narcissist, but I know that has something to play in it because those guys, Channing and Fred are pretty laid back, and they'll work with you type of guys. As to where B Marsh is going to give you a whole lot more pushback. And so for those guys, it was an easier thing. Instead of sit here and fight with my brother and end up having all of this bad blood between us, we'll just separate ways and go do our own thing.
Yeah.
And which I understand that's the smart and peaceful thing to do, instead of having this rift between you and your brother over a couple dollars, because all those guys still got a couple coins in the bank. But I think it's more about a respect and principle thing than it is about money or any of the other things that people try to make it about.
Yeah, and I can see that, and I'll tell you, I think there was a while in there where they started doing the NASCAR stuff. And so I tapped out on some of that, right? I missed when they started going NASCAR. I really wasn't too interested myself, but that's kind of what I was saying earlier. Is I didn't notice, or I didn't feel like you said there were moments in the podcast time where maybe his response to certain people was a little bit too harsh or came off a bit narcissistic or whatnot. But I guess when I think about it, the one of the things that they did that I just thought was like corny as hell, and I didn't even understand why they did it, is in this new version with Shady, and I forgot who the other cat was at the time. They did the interview with the Steve Will Do It. Did you see that, where they was riding the one kid about his involvement with 6ix9ine?
Yeah.
To me, the way that played out, like, showed some character. I don't know. They kind of was just like, oh man, oh, man, the I could tell that they were taking the moral high ground in that conversation to another level. You know what I mean? So I could see, so maybe there was some character issues that was showing up throughout the whole entire thing that I missed. You feel me? But I,
Yeah, because one of the main differences that I see between Ryan Clark and Brandon Marshall is that Ryan Clark knows how to be tactful. Even when he diss somebody or he bring up something that's going to be negative or uncomfortable for a person to talk about it, he has the tact to be able to explain it. And even when he's being confronted or attacked, like when Antonio Brown was on there, he still had the tact to be able to have that conversation and not let
mhm,
it escalate to something crazy. So, those are the differences that I see. And like B Marsh, but he's an athlete. He's got that competitive side to him. So yeah, he's gonna get up and he's gonna be that dominant figure that, got him to where he was in his career. But at the
yeah.
same time, whenever you transition over into this new media world, you're gonna have to learn how to put that brawn aside and use your brain more.
Yeah, I see that. But I will say, to your point also, about, like, those guys are athletes. And so if you really go back to B Marsh's playing days on the field, right? I remember them talking about some of the blow ups and some of the growing that he had to do just to be able to continue his career in the NFL. So I remember that. I think it's hard though, because when you're an athlete, sometimes that edge or that chip on your shoulder, or that ability to just run into a fight, or to want the confrontation and to want to take it to the next level, is sometimes what allows you to be successful at what you do. And so I think where I be catching this thing with this podcasting is, I don't know if they even start those podcasts if you don't have a B Marshall. You know what I'm saying? If that
Ooh,
group don't come together, if he don't say, "Hey, man, I see something in y'all. Let's start a podcast and let's get this thing going."
Now that is an absolute right there because that was now definitely is B Marsh idea. I agree 100% on that. But the combination that they had, man, he could have
What's
it could have been something real special.
Yeah.
As opposed to two different shows that are making their way to be something special.
hmm I wish that I wish that people did something like this more often. Are you familiar with, like, No Jumper? Do you watch that stuff?
I catch it every now and then
Okay.
if it's somebody on there that interests me.
Yeah. So one of the things that they do in their structure is, like, they'll have the No Jumper podcast, and it'll be Adam 22, and then AD, and then I think Trail or somebody, T Rail. And then
Yeah.
those guys have their own show that they do, right? And it's all underneath this umbrella, but it's individuals kind of having different conversations and different perspectives. So somebody was commenting on my video earlier, and I was saying that, to me, the pivot in the pivot was like, I Am Athlete had this format, and then they said, if we leave, we're just going to go and do that, right? We don't need you, Brandon Marshall, because we can do this over here. We can go get Ryan Clark and pretty much carbon copy what we was doing over there. We'll rebrand it and put our own story behind it. But what they said to me was the fundamental difference between the two shows was I Am Athlete is more like barbershop, like locker room talk. It's a bunch of guys sitting around and them having like a genuine conversation. And the pivot is more interview based, right? So the focus of each episode is on the person who is sitting there and getting an opportunity to talk to y'all. And so to me, it would have been such an even smoother transitional idea if they say, yo, Ryan, I'm sorry, they say, Brandon, we see what you want to do with I Am Athlete, but what if we created another show in which we did this thing? You know what I mean? And maybe figured out the money and the percentages and split it up a little bit different or whatnot. But you could keep it underneath the same network or whatnot. But and maybe grow it like that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you see now, you got Cam Newton has his Funky Fridays to where he has it formatted basically like that because you come on, he just had the Pivot guys on there recently, and it's laid out the same way as I Am Athlete. Basically, you come on there and it's like you sitting around with the fellas, kick back with your cigar type feel. And
Yeah,
so, I think they got this whole little thing going within the sports community. Those guys getting this whole podcast or media thing moving because I've checked out a couple of episodes of Cam's show and it's pretty good.
yeah. I think I just watched a bit of one of the clips where he had the I Am Athlete guys on there. And I think I did hear Cam say that when he started doing his thing the way he does it, he reached out to Brandon Marshall and got some of the sauce from him as well.
Yep.
So it I think that this style of show and this type of banter and the conversations that they having are much needed. And I'm excited to see more and more athletes kind of take that on and and tell their stories, right? Because we only get to see most of the time. You get to see the highlights and you get to see the plays on the field. But I feel like
Bro,
what we're go ahead.
I'm ready for him to get those Ball brothers on there, man. What's the hold up on LeVar getting on there? They should have been on one of them shows or
Fact.
both.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, that would be such man, that truthfully that would be excellent. I feel like he would do so good on either one of those shows talking with them dudes, and I think that they would have great questions for him. And I think that it would be good too because I would imagine that they probably challenged him on a lot of the stuff that he
Yeah,
was doing.
yeah.
Hmm.
Absolutely. That's one of the main things that I think about when I see them shows. I'm like, man, I can't wait till they have LeVar on there or they have LaMelo or they have LiAngelo. Man, both of the formats, I still do have love for I Am Athlete, but the pivot is I'm a Channing Crowder guy. That's my dude. He's
Yeah,
he's got my type of attitude in a lot of ways, so I resonate with him, and so that's why I kind of lean more towards the pivot. But no love lost between them, and I still support both of them. I just rock with the pivot a little bit more.
yeah. You know what? I do like Channing Crowder. Channing, that's it right. Yeah, I was saying Channing Frye earlier. That's a whole nother person. Um, yeah, I like Channing. I like Channing Crowder a lot, and I think that for me, I also like Shady McCoy. So I feel
Yeah,
like those two personalities are the two that like make me tap into both of those shows, right? Because you never know what either one of those two are going to say, and kind of the energy that they be bringing is in a lot in line with what I kind of like really like to see from those shows. The other guys, they got the insights and they kind of a little bit more mellow, but they gonna give you the real raw and the what you didn't know you needed to know or hear somebody talk about.
Hey, bro, my phone about to die out, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. I appreciate you giving me some time, man, to come in and chop it up with you as always, bro. Salute to you, man.
All right, yeah, man. Appreciate you coming through, man. It's always appreciated, man. Anytime, pull up.
All right, bro. Out,
All
man.
right, yep, peace. All right, man. Appreciate my man hooking, jumping on here. One of the things I do miss about, I think that was Deacon Mac. I miss about the old way that we had this boy set up is they had a name card. I didn't even get to see who the, you know what I'm saying? Oh, all right. Oh, hold on a second, man. We got my man Ruben in the building. Super chat, $10 from Ruben H. Wait till you see Jello's next shoes coming out. Hey, my man Ruben done been behind the scenes and then got really tapped in with the fam. So shout out to him, man. Man, bro, one of these times I'm gonna get out there to the game, or I'm gonna get out to something, man, and pull up, man. We gotta kick it, man. This next upcoming season, we're gonna get down to Charlotte and make it do what it do. I have to go this season. One of my guys who live here just moved down there and worked for ESPN. And I just found out my first cousin live in Greensboro. So I got like 100% of, you know what I'm saying, increase in reasons to go down there. So we're going to make it do what it do. Yeah. All right. I like that I am athlete conversation, man. That's good stuff, man. Need to do that, man. That's what I really want to lock in like that here and just have them type of, you know what I'm saying, convos where I can bring the people in and we could just turn up and talk. I think that's gonna have to hit just change on every. So yeah. What else you got, man? What other insights you got? What else coming down the pipeline, man? I know you got, you saw the Jellos. I know you got pictures, and go ahead and send them to me over there on the Instagram. Send them to me on the Instagram. All right, let's see. What else is on the docket for conversation? I don't know nothing. Straight up. Yeah. I feel like this is the thing I used to tell people all the time. When you get on the inner circle, it's hard because oftentimes you have information that you can't share anyway. So it's like you got the inside scoop and you know the background and the ins and outs and the outs and ins, but I can't tell y'all anyway. So it's just a hard situation. We did I should have just left that up here. I don't know why I took that down. We did the giveaway, and actually, let's see. I'll try to pull this up real quick. We did the giveaway, and this was the winner. This was the winner of the giveaway. Oh, that's how I did it that one time. I should have did that same thing the other one. Yeah, you got to stay tight-lipped until you get to go ahead. But that's the hard part is when you are, you know what I'm saying, content creator, it's like this, right? you got to stay tight-lipped until you get the go-ahead, but information leaks all of the time. So you might be doing the right thing by being tight-lipped, but people just find stuff out. So then you looking around and everybody is talking about it and you know about it, but you can't talk about it because you're trying to remain tight-lipped and keep everything on the hush hush. Do, 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 do. All right, let me do this real quick, then we'll launch back into some. Actually, man, shit, how long we been on here? Almost 2 hours. We're gonna slide here in a second. Let me send this dude here a message. Chucky Bang. Mm, mm, mm. Man, I should have said it's got to be domestic. I don't even know where this at. Might be Baltimore. All right. Do doom. Facts. That is true. All right. Yeah. All right. I think we finna slide out of here. I should have put a date on when we was gonna say it was over. Ooh. The hard part too, man, for me is every time these beats cut on, I be wanting to freestyle. Folks don't know that. That's my secret gift in here. We've been playing this game at the house where we'll be like in the car driving, and so I will freestyle a TV show or a character or a movie or something, and then everybody in the car got to try to guess what it is based off the bars. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, your boy AB the Hero cold with it. Cold gang can with it. So yeah, and I wish this, I don't know how this, let me see this. Sound effects, you can't even. She could do it. All right, can't do it. But all right, man, we're gonna get up out of here. Let me see. Damn, he's saying that, but I want to make sure we talked about everything. Hey, you was spitting a little something on my track. Yeah. I don't know how I keep forgetting. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Yeah. Let me see. Where is that track at, man? Let me see. Let me see if I can find that real quick. I gotta get that loaded into the soundboard. Yeah. Alright, yes, the Sweater Squad. Act hard, we gonna pull up in this jar. And pledge allegiance, bitch. Yes, the Sweater Squad. Oh my god. Hey, you was spitting on the track, being from the. Let me see, man. I know that's in here somewhere. Let me add that to the. Let me add that to the bar. Hey. Let's see. Oh, Jimmy. Nah, I got it in the email, but I know I was trying to see if it okay. We got the pickleball stuff, sorry. I got it in the email saved, but I know I downloaded it to my computer somewhere, so I was trying to like find it without having to download it again. I pledge allegiance and yes, I swear to squad. We will never be on my job, and I pledge allegiance. Yes, I swear to squad. Be on my job. Yeah. All right, let me pull this up, man. All right, where is it at? Now we got resources, themes. Oh, there we go.
AB the hero.
Hey, be there. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Look, let me give y'all some bars. Let me. Hey, yeah. Let me talk to y'all for a second. It's the man, the myth, the legend. Hey, B. Been here for a while, I ain't never leave. And you know I grow like money trees. And I keep the trick up my sleeve. Then we sipping on a little yellow tea. Yeah. I mean black tea. That's action packed. I'm in it. Let me stop. Yeah. There it is. Yeah, now I got that loaded in there, so we straight now. We good. Oh, man, I'm gonna add that to the boy. All right. Let me see. Let's do this. Last thing for the day. Then we're gonna slide up out of here. Check this out here. Check this one out here. Have y'all? This one. Yo, have y'all saw these yet? Let me slide this. These bad boys here though. Yeah. Yes. The little. Yes. These is clean. I'm excited about those. Excited about those. Excited, man. I'm clean. I need to. My man Ruben say the new Jello's coming out. I need to cop another pair. I just grabbed these not too long ago. I want to take them to the gym, see what they're talking about. I feel like from holding them in your hand, though, they're a lot lighter than you would expect. So I'm excited to hoop in these bad boys sometime soon. But all right, man, I'm gonna get up out of here. Appreciate everybody who tapped in and tuned in tonight. I would rock the Vince Carter Toronto jersey with those. Which one's the Mellows or the G3s? I can see that being hard though. Yeah. The old school Raptor joint with the funny thing is I wore them to work recently. And I be wearing them Mellows in there and everybody be like, damn, where the hell you get crazy shoes from? But I don't know. Let me see. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. Is this name Marbone still going? Ooh. But Vince Carter, Toronto. Wow. I don't want no cookies on my. Statistics, marketing. AB the hero. All right. The G3 is facts. Yeah. All right. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to order me some pickleball gear real quick. If y'all ain't pickleballing right now, y'all behind on the times, man. Get out there and get your pickleball on. It's your main man, AB the hero. Appreciate y'all for tapping in and tuning in to tonight's broadcast. We've been on live for 2 hours. Damn, right on the head. That's pretty legit. Melo shoe game is tough. They better stop sleeping on him. Yeah, I say that. He probably got some of the most popular sneakers in the NBA. If you can't really watch one of those Ball is Life clips, some AAU tournaments, without seeing a solid amount of LaMelos on foot, it hurt me though every time I think about how that could have been them triple B's. It's not, but it's all good. It's your main man, AB the hero. We getting up out of here. Peace.
Be the hero. No, not peace. +1, triple B's. We out.